March, we recognize Women's History Month, a time to honor the contributions, leadership, resilience, and the impact of women across generations. And within this month, we celebrate International Women's Day, a global reminder that women aren't just a part of history, they actively are shaping the future. The 2026 theme is Leading the Change, Women Shaping a Sustainable Future. This calls attention to the women who are rebuilding systems, whether it be environmental, economic, or even social. This is to create something more equitable and lasting for generations to come. From boardrooms to classrooms, from art studios to community organizing spaces, from entrepreneurs building brands to mothers building legacies. Women are leading the change. At the Hella CHISME podcast, we recognize that women, when they speak, culture shifts. When women create, movements grow. When women lead, sustainability becomes more than environmental. It becomes emotional, economic, and communal. This month, we celebrate the women who've paved the way, the women building right now, and the young girls watching and preparing to take up space. Support women-owned businesses, amplify women creatives, advocate for equity, listen deeply, because honoring women isn't just seasonal, it's structural. Happy International Women's Day. Happy Women's History Month. Let's make sure to celebrate, and let's continue leading the change together. And welcome back to the 100th episode of the Hella CHISME podcast. Oh my gosh, we made it. We here. Round of applause. I'm so excited to be back here with y'all live today. I have a full-on show ready and set up for today, but you know, I am just excited to be here celebrating 100 episodes, to have made it to 100 episodes, and I'm happy to be doing it here with y'all watching this live. So, I mean, celebrating 100 episodes, and if you know, at the beginning of, towards the middle of last summer, a lot had changed with the Hella CHISME podcast. We had, made some shifts, done some, little shuffling and jiving, got some things moved around. But I came back. I went on a vacation. I took some time for myself, had some conversations with myself, and tried to figure out what the hell I was going to do with this show. At the time, it was about episode 83, episode 84. And then, I came back and decided to continue to keep moving things forward after, I had myself a little reset and some therapy. Because everybody needs a little therapy, child. So I did that, and we came back, and I'm happy to be back. And I made some changes, started to, get some real serious understanding about direction for the Hella CHISME podcast, where I wanted to go, what I wanted to do with it. And I am excited to have been able to make it to 100 episodes. That was one of the big goals. If you know anything about podcasting, or if you've been doing it for some time, they say that your average podcasts don't make it past 100 episodes. So I am happy to have made it, and we definitely gonna make it past that. We're gonna be having the same conversation again when we get it to 400 or 500 episodes. So I'm excited to see where we go and how we grow from here. And I want to thank, if you are watching, listening later, thank you so much for sticking with us. And thank you for being here today. So with that, we have, like I mentioned, I have a full-on show planned out for today. I have two wonderful guests. My first guest, Ryan, who is a visibility coach and brand strategist with over 15 years in the entertainment industry, who helps creatives build authentic brands by navigating mental health and digital culture. A working artist turned also certified life coach. Uh, and she now helps creators build authentic personal brands by blending art, psychology, and digital strategy. And as a founder of Get a Grip, which is also known as GAG, which is where I was like hooked, this movement, and she also hosts her own podcast show called Lion Ryan, where her work focuses on helping artists overcome burnout, imposter syndrome, and the pressures of social media, so they can show up with clarity, confidence, and sustainability. And of course, my other guest you've seen here before, and has also been a huge role in helping this podcast move forward in the last 2 years, Mike Brown. He is also a Black queer creative, podcast producer, and storyteller whose work spans studio to audio, studio music, and visual arts. He is the creator of The Art of Letting Go, a platform centered around vulnerability, healing, and honest conversation. And he is an award-winning producer and a 2023 Air New Voices alum. Mike has helped impact and shape podcast projects and was named one of 2025's MBJC 100 Emerging LGBTQ plus leaders. Across everything his work is rooted in connection, reflection, and making people feel seen and understood. Together, both of these creators have their work empowers creatives to show up fully behind meaningful platforms and create with both purpose and sustainability. Without further ado, I want to welcome both Mike and Ryan to the show. Please welcome to the Hella CHISME podcast. Y'all like my cheesy hand claps?
I love it. Hey, hello, CHISME. Guess
Yes.
what?
Mm-hmm.
So I love that intro. It was amazing. I
Yeah.
can't see anyone.
You can't see anyone, but they can see you. We can see they in the comments, and I have a comment box over here. Do you see a comment box on your end?
A comment box? No, but it's okay. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I just won't see y'all during the whole interview. It's okay.
You can't see us?
I cannot see
Like
you
me?
guys.
Oh gosh. Okay.
I can only see
See?
the like and subscribe thing that you put up.
Oh Lord. Okay. So let's go back to media assets. If you on your computer screen, we're gonna troubleshoot this in real time.
It's all good. This happens. Technology happens. So I'm gonna leave and see what happens if I just leave and come back. I've done that already while you were speaking, but I'm gonna try again.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Anyway, Mike, hi. How are you doing? How are you feeling? Technology is doing its like this today. You're on mute, friend.
Look, we all in here. It's a part of the game, technology, and I love that people get to see it in real time, to see like as we build and as we grow, just the process, to even be bold enough to put ourselves out there. But to go back to your question, I'm doing good. I'm at my parents' house, as you can see, blinds, wallpaper, little old school.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I hear you. Ryan, can you see us now?
No, but it's okay. Apparently everyone else can we recommend you stay in the studio until all recordings have uploaded. Yeah.
Okay. Technology is kicking our ass today. And I love that. I love it. Anyway, I hear you on that front. It's, I don't know if it's Mercury retrograde, if that's what's happening. But definitely things are happening, and definitely this is not going as planned, but I'm not going to let it shake me, and I'm not going to let it bother.
Not at all. We're going to get through this. Mercury is in right micro braids, but
Yes. Anyway, how is your Friday going so far? What you been up to? What's been going on?
I had a little work earlier today, and I ended my day early. I ended my day at like 2 because it's Friday. My sister, she went to Whole Foods. She's making oysters for dinner tonight. It's crawfish season, so I'm gonna have some crawfish. So yeah, I'm looking forward to dinner plans this evening. But I wanted to ask you, how are you doing? How do you feel hitting 100 episodes? And congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. I feel good. I think, what it boils down to for me is that I'm happy to have gotten to this space and happy to have made it here. I think that when I started podcasting, I was like, okay, we're gonna see how this goes. We're gonna see how this moves. We're gonna keep rocking out. But and I had already read statistics about podcasters and shows not making it past 100 episodes. So I was just like, okay, well, we just gonna see. And as you know, I started as doing the show every week. I had an episode come out every week with my co-host Stephanie. And then from there, as things changed, as things grew, as we got to like 60 and 70, I was like, oh my God, okay. So, if we stick to it, we can do this. But you just start to understand how much work it is, right? You start to realize how you have to keep your audience engaged and how much it takes to make sure to continue to create content. Especially with getting people to watch it.
Yeah, and it's funny you say like most podcasts don't make it to 100 episodes. Most don't even make it past 7 episodes.
Yes. Which, that's how sometimes the cookie crumbles, honey.
Why are you talking about me like that? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
That's me. Why y'all talking about me like that? I'm right here.
Not at all. You know you got a million creative things going on. A podcast is just one of 30.
And
okay, I'm back.
Welcome back, and thank you for rocking out with the technical issues.
Yeah.
What I was just asking Mike, I was like, is it Mercury retrograde? Because this has been all day. I just want y'all to know this has been all day, all week. And we just gonna power through as much as we can. Right. But Ryan, how are you doing? What's going on?
I feel amazing. I'm doing really well. I feel great. Happy Friday, y'all. I had to check my phone just now. Like, is it Friday? I feel amazing. Everything is flow. Everything is good. Even when you have technical difficulties, it's all gonna work out anyway.
Absolutely.
It works out.
I was telling Mike earlier, I'm trying something new. So I don't know how good the sound sounds, but I have an extra mic over here. It's kind of like, my little my 3 mic, I'll call it, because it's up here at the top. I'm like, we're going to try it. Why not? I have all these mics lying around here. I might as well do something to utilize them or whatever.
The sound it sounds good.
Ryan, I gotta ask though, is your mic custom? Because I've never seen that color before.
Well, anything about me is custom, baby. This is a custom Shure mic. Hi.
That's fire. That's fire.
I love it.
I had to get the colors for high vibrational. Every time I see it, I feel like working, right? Considering I'm not on my 100th episode.
You know what? But you are out here doing the things, honey.
Right.
Yes.
Is that so? I have a question actually. Now that you said that, is there something to be said about colors that you choose when you pick like a workspace or something like that? Because I don't know if you know, but I have been obsessed with like bright green, teals, and all of it. As you can see, I have like a bright green phone case. But do you think it's connected to like being? You need to make sure you have a space that's excited or things that you're excited about using that creates like excitement to do the things that you do.
Absolutely. I have to make fun out of everything, okay? Because adulting is basically 100% work, and then you figure out how to have fun in between work. So I'm going to go ahead and do things that make me happy. I mean, tiny little stupid things that make me really, really happy. Like, oh, I don't have to get a black shirt, Mike. I can make it pink and green, a little bit orange. You know what I mean? Or like the colors that coincide with my branding. So I changed my colors for this kind of last 3 months to like chartreuse and bright green, because I feel like that's where my mood is headed. Like I am bringing in abundance. Hello, sprinkle, sprinkle. I'm bringing in things that feel bright and exciting to me, as opposed to trying to sell. So for me, every single thing is intentional. My workspace is intentional. What I wear, how I mix my tea in the morning, like I'm not even everything.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
What about you, Mike? How do you feel about that?
I do. I feel like I choose colors kind of based on my mood. I feel like I'm always somewhere in the range of some type of purple. I don't know why it speaks to me so loud, but that's always been a color I've just been drawn to. But I will say, like lately, so I'm turning 40 this year, and I've been drawn to more. Thank you, I appreciate that. Been drawn to more like browns and more like just earth tones for some reason. So I guess I'm coming into it calm.
Yeah. I green over the last 8 years has been very heavy into workspaces, anything that I'm creating. And I don't know why, but I've not strayed away from it. If for whatever reason, I think if it shifts and I'm just like, oh no, I think I'm changing my color, then it will happen. But it's been pretty consistent with the greens and the bright greens, and I love it. It might be a little bit of an obsession, but anyway, I'm so happy to have you both here today. I have a full-on plan for this show today, so I'm very excited. And the way I wanted to kick this off really was I was scrolling on Instagram yesterday, and I have in my outline here that Ryan, you had posted this clip, but then when I went back to make sure, because I in my wannabe journalistic head, I'm like, you have to fact find, you have to make sure that's what you put in there are facts. I was like, it wasn't there anymore. So I was like, well, did I make that she posted this? And was that somebody else? But anyway, it was a person going around and they were asking the crew, what's your job? And what do you do? And they were saying, oh, today I'm a set manager. But my 9 to 5, one of the people were like, oh, I sell merch on eBay. And, that's how I make all my money, my 9 to 5 money. And to me, I was like, oh, this will be a perfect way to start this conversation off, because as creatives, as people who need money to live, we all choose different directions in what we call our 9 to 5, or what we call the way we need to make money to get them bills paid every month, because they're not going to stop. Right. And so, for me, I'm a creative. I'm a podcaster. I design clothes. I love to be in the art world. I love to make art, and I love to do anything DIY. But my actual job is that I work in HR. I'm a culture analyst at a public agency. And, I work in program management with supporting my staff every day and making sure we're building culture. So I thought the best way for us to kick off this conversation is asking you both, how do you, when thinking about the 9 to 5 or what you got to do to make the money, and then also being able to create on the side of that. What does that look like for you, being able to hold space for two versions of yourself, whether it's that 9 to 5 or being in that creative space?
You go, Mike.
I appreciate that. It's funny, I don't fully feel in the 9 to 5 space right now. And I only say that because when I was 9 to 5, and it was like when I was teaching, when I was doing retail, when I was working at Starbucks, and like being fully immersed in just everything that I do creatively. Like, I mean, my main work is creative executive podcast production. And that's a long title, but the creative is so important to that because I'm not just taking what somebody is telling me and doing it, like I'm contributing creatively. So, that's like my 9 to 5. That's my everyday work. But also, I'm consulting on other shows. I'm doing editing for podcast clips. I'm making music, on and off selling merch, on and off. Like I think as a creative, as an entrepreneur, as a hustler, like you just have to have so many different outlets to and just sources of income. So I think for me, like I feel so immersed in it that I think my line is now blurred and I don't even know if it exists anymore to do the two.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm an artist for artists. So I'm always an artist first, right? And the reason why I even, after going to art school, graduating, staying in the field of music, entertainment, visual arts, creative direction, fashion, film, whatever I'm doing at the time, and then I magically pivot into mental health. I'm in the mental health space specifically for creative entrepreneurs and artists. I see the difference between art brain and logic brain a lot, right? So me being a life coach, I'm getting Ryan, I don't feel fulfilled because I do have to get up and I do have to go to this 9 to 5 every day and I hate it. And that's not how it works. And why can't I be like this person that I'm looking at on the internet, which is fake? Stop that right there, because what you're doing is comparing yourself to things that are people's highlight reels. Like, artists are very sensitive. So when we see as an artist, in my brain, wow, this person is living and fulfilling their dreams and they can actually eat off of their art, you think that you're failing somewhat because you're not doing that. But I always remind people that how can you create the art that you love so much without money? Now, that, like, let's take it back into our logic brain. Let's strip down all the fun shit that you think being an artist is. And let's take it back there. This is how I stay full. I remember to remind myself almost daily, like, I cannot create without a roof over my head. I cannot eat or sustain my wellness or my livelihood without food. I need money for that. I cannot have a life where I can navigate, go places, take Ubers or whatever I got to do. I can't make art without money. So when I remind myself of, it's okay that I still have to do jobs that I don't always want to do. Like, it's going to be all right, y'all. You have to shift your mindset when it comes to anything that you do outside of your creative work. If you don't like the job that you're currently at and it's hurting you so bad that you can no longer create, the same way you got that job, you can get another one. And it's going to be okay. So I'm no longer dragging my feet or creating or doing work through gritted teeth because I don't want to, and it's not my creative passion. My creative passion is financial freedom and doing art. That's my passion. So I'm going to be grateful for the work that I have to do. And then I'm going to be tired doing my craft sometimes. I'm going to be exhausted, and that's okay. So once you find that logic, which is, well, hey, do I want to be couch hopping and I don't have a place to stay right now? Do I want to be eating oodles and noodles every day instead of like a good healthy meal so my brain functions correctly so that I can do my art? or do I want to just be a starving artist? Because that shit is played out, and I'm not into it. I'm not into it. And that's what we be teaching that gag. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Ryan, it's a word that you said that stood out to me was mindset. And I think for me, that's been something that has been helpful for me in even getting to this point, because I think so much as creatives, we're taught like we're supposed to do this for free and do it for the love, which is true. But also you have these skills that you can profit off of. And I think for me, there's this balance between like, there are some things that, like podcasting, for example, I love podcasting, but also I know this is how I can pay my bills. I'm gonna pay my bills off of it, but music is kind of my free space. Painting is kind of my free space. So it's like, I don't have to be so in my head of like, I gotta make money off of this, because I got this space. I got this creative thing that I'm able to profit off of. When these do, they do. But yeah, I think sometimes as creatives, there's so much pressure on one thing to make you all your money be like just your all-encompassing thing. And I really feel like when we start shifting our mindsets to see ourselves as entrepreneurs and start seeing ourselves as not just, music producer, podcaster, this, when you see yourself as a full creative, like you literally can create anything, even a business.
Yes. A business is an artistry. And if you can master both, if you can be okay with taking physical responsibility for your livelihood and then also be a creative, that's the sweet spot. And I was really lucky to have found that when I did, because we get engulfed in, I know everything shouldn't be about money, but at what point do you start saying, hey, I charge for that? That's okay. It's okay to charge. Like, pay transparency is a normal thing, and that is part of being a creative. That's part of being an artist. Say it. And the worst thing that they can say is, I ain't got it, and move on. And that's it.
Yeah, it's so interesting. We're talking about mindset, and I've shared on the show before that when I first started designing on my own as a fashion designer, it was when I was getting unemployment checks, because I had just gotten let go from my job and had just made a decision that I was going to go design for myself and I was going to start a brand. And then a couple of months later, I finally read when Alexander McQueen had died. I read his story and learned that he essentially started his brand doing the same thing.
Wow.
And you just think about so many people find their path in different directions, and you start to find the similarities in how everybody has come to the space that they're in now today, or where they continue to push themselves. And it's sometimes unconventional. Sometimes they have that money. Sometimes they have it, or like you write. I get home from work and I am tired putting together these outlines, putting together, these episodes. But at the end of the day, I walk into work every day and I'm like, but you know what, that check, that $600 about to go towards that mic that you want, and you about to have it.
And I tell people all the time, let the job be your funder. You know what I mean? Like, it's nothing wrong with having a job. Like, I find like so many people like create, but then also in shame or working. It's like, nah, like if it's supporting your creativity. Now, I think the thing that some people do is get lost in the work and forget about the creativity. So it's like, just always reminding yourself that, this is here, but this is just as valuable.
Right on. Yeah.
So go ahead. Were you gonna? No. So I know that we've talked about the two different versions and making those decisions and how you get down the path that you want to be on. And Mike, you mentioned about the lines being blurred. I want to kind of ask, like, at which point do you feel like those lines start to become blurred, where you're just like, this is what I'm doing, and everything that I do, we are now going to try and weave into this main goal, this main focus?
That's a great question. And I say that because for me, I know like 2024, I kind of hit like I don't know if I call it a rock bottom. Maybe it was a rock bottom, but I was in a place. I just moved to the East Coast. I didn't have a job. I didn't have work coming in. So I was looking for work, both in what I was doing as far as podcasting, but also looking for jobs. And I'm applying for like 5-6 jobs a day, getting denied every day. And I think my final straw was I applied to the post office knowing I didn't want to work at the post office. And I asked myself, like, what are you doing? And in that moment, I knew that I had to shift my mindset. I knew something had to change, but I also knew that what I was manifesting was bigger than, what was at the surface. Like getting a job, doing all this stuff was easy. And I remember I told my therapist, I was just like, I'm struggling getting a job. And he was like, but you said that you don't want a job. So, what are you going to do about that? And yeah, it forced me to start putting myself out there. Like I used to feel those same fears that most creators feel of like, oh, am I pricing too high? Am I doing this? Am I doing that? And my mentor, shout out to TK, she told me, she said, how many Ubers do you want to take? How many times do you want to go out to eat? How many trips do you want to take in a year? That's how you should be pricing yourself. And it showed me like, oh shit, I'm kind of pricing myself a little low. And once you start pricing yourself higher, you start hitting those like, okay, this is what I'm a little scared to throw this price out there, but I'm gonna throw it out there anyway. And when you get it and you start doing the work, it's like, oh, I could ask for this every time. I could ask for my worth every time. And you start learning more of your value. So I think I don't know if that's answering your question. I know I'm kind of just going off because I'm really passionate about that because there's so many times I've doubted myself and I remember I was like lowballing myself at times and people telling me like, oh, the price is too high. And now like my price is like double what I was charging at that time. And it's just like, I'm not going backwards. And I remind myself every time, like, just put your number out there and whatever is supposed to come to you will come to you.
If they say no, they say no.
Should. Yeah.
That's it.
And that's just what it's
it definitely rewires you when you start doing things that you are afraid to do, right? Like it rewires your entire like everything. You magically doubled your price out of nowhere, and then you're like, wait, what? You said yes? Let me try that again. And then it keeps rolling. It never stops. That's law. That goes for every single thing. That is universal law. Let me do this right now and see if I get better. And things just get better. It's like the gym,
Yeah.
It's like the gym. I'm not there, but I go. I ain't going to that shit.
And I will say, and I'm sure y'all probably can relate, like in the past of like taking those jobs out of scarcity and like feeling like one foot in this job and one foot in the creative. And that used to be a driving force for me in my creativity of like, I gotta work this job and I'm gonna create so hard that I'm gonna get out of this job. And it was so much of a cycle that I was just like, nah, I should be able to have and find work that is fulfilling for me. And now that I'm doing so much fulfilling work, I'm like, fuck, like my mind is just open to create more and create in other spaces. And like, yeah, I hope that every creative gets to experience this at some point in their lifetime.
Me too. That's why I'm just doing the good work. That's it. You know what I'm saying? I be telling y'all every day. Better charge.
Yeah.
How about you, Ryan? What about yourself? Where at what point did you start it to just be like, this is the main goal. We're about to try and we're gonna do and put it all together but this is the target, this is where I'm headed, and this is how I'm gonna do what I gotta do to get there.
Yeah. The only reason that I'm this confident with everything is because I've been through everything. So I'm talking like art school graduate with the dream, one of the best art schools in the United States, graduate, hella debt,
become unhoused, straight up, homeless, couch hopping. Did that. Don't want to go there again. Right. So I can only speak to where I've been, which is everywhere as a creative. I've done everything. I've seen a lot of money really quickly, a lot of life-changing money. And I've also had no bank account. I'm talking about started from scratch. No bank account, no birth certificate, no social security card. Start from scratch because I got so warped into a hole of chasing a creative dream. So I had to rework myself from rock bottom. That is rock bottom. No house, no birth certificate, no ID, no, you don't have a footprint. Okay. Because I was trying to do one thing so bad that I lost myself. I lost everything. I lost paying bills, credit, financial literacy, physical responsibility, eating. I went so far left that I forgot to do the responsible thing. So for me, I'd say I did both things. After I got myself back on my feet, I did all the jobs that I didn't want to do. So I've worked everywhere from retail, bartending, hospitality, the service industry, dominatrix work, strip. We ain't gonna talk about that. I've done everything that you can do. I've done every single kind of work. I'm gonna just say that, okay? And I've done that. And then I did the big thing, once you get back on your feet and you're like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm gonna quit because I'm gonna be a creative. Did that. Bad news. Okay. Did that. All right. Bad idea. And then I found my sweet spot. I went and became a certified. I'm a licensed tattoo artist. So I got popular in that space and I started doing a bunch of tattoos and working around tattoo shops in New York City. And I gained popularity in that way. Now I'm still a tattoo. So that's my day job. From that video you watched, that's my day job. I'll take about 2 clients a week still to this day. Okay. And I've been doing these tattoo jobs so that I can balance my creative work, which is I work in production, music, and film. And I can also do my tattoo work and nobody got to know my business. I take my clients referral only. It's not like strangers are coming into my home and they leave and my bills are paid. I tap into all of my creative after, whether I'm tired or not. I don't believe in the hustle culture. So if I'm tired, I'm going to sleep. That's a whole nother conversation. And
oh no, we gonna get there.
Right. Because I do not subscribe. I just told y'all what I've been through. I'm not going back. I can do the best things with myself, my body, my talents, and my skill when I sleep. So I'm going to do my day job. Even if I don't feel like taking clients, I will take them because I budgeted out my rent. I budgeted out my food. I budgeted out these things that I have to pay. And then I can get crazy with my creative work. And if somebody does say, hey, Ryan, we don't have that in the budget this month. That's okay. Cause I worked this month. Okay. So I'm right. That's where I'm at. I've seen rock bottom. I've seen middle bottom. I've seen high top. I've seen everything. And that's just where I am. I just believe in not taking yourself so seriously where you think your job is going to overcome who you are as a creative individual.
Right.
It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay.
Yeah. I got a question for both of y'all because as we're talking, realizing like just hearing your journey, Ryan, like I definitely understand that like I got this idea. This is how it's supposed to go. And it's almost like when you begin like your creative journey, you buy into this idea of how things are supposed to be. And I feel like we're in that phase of like all of us are in that phase of defining the journey for ourselves, but I'm curious, like, where do you think that idea comes from? Like, and I know for sure in music, because I started out in music and that whole like gotta make music depressed or gotta struggle. And like, where does that come from?
You want to answer that first?
I was gonna say, you know what? I watch a lot of TV. I watch a lot of movies, And I think, last year I did a lot of writing about Bell Hooks, and Bell Hooks has a book where she talks about how media and the social media and the media that we consume before even social media was a thing, how it plays a vital role in how we live our lives and what we think life looks like. And I definitely think, that's a true statement. TV and media tells you something, and then you think that's supposed to be a thing. But also I believe my parents were definitely a big part of, at a certain age, you got to do this. At a specific age, you need to be doing that. At this age, you need to be doing this. And then at year 35 of working, it's time to retire. And, I'm still looking for my 35-year job of retirement, because when I tell you, honey, for my people that are watching that work with me, I don't know that it's the one that I'm at. I know you were talking about how you applied for the post office. I think I've shared that the post office is where I worked when I moved to San Diego. When I moved from the Bay Area to San Diego, I worked for the post office, and I was for sure like, okay, I might, I can see how a postal carrier or mail carrier will be here for 15, 20 years, because it's just consistent. And every year you're getting an increase. And by the time you get to that 3-year mark, you're permanent. And at that 3-year permanent mark, at the time, if you made it to $30 an hour, you're good. But now it's almost double that. So I get it, right? But I do believe that a portion of that is what we see, and then the people who raise us on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Society is going to tell you that there's only one way to success. And society will drill in your brain and condition you that if you make music, you have to be Beyonce. If you do sports, you have to be LeBron James. If you do fashion, you have to be Rick Owens, et cetera, et cetera. Like, society will drill it into your brain that the only way to be successful is to be some rich, famous, super pop star. And when you grow up, you kind of choose two paths. It's one or two paths. And I chose the other one. Like, hell no, that ain't it. There's no way. I don't even want Beyonce's responsibility. God bless her. All right. I don't want that. I don't want that. And you know, also, like you said, upbringing, like, I guess I didn't have like anybody that even did anything in the art industry in my entire family, both sides, like lineage. It just, there's no one successful from art.
Right.
So I didn't see it. But also I had such supportive parents that they were like, well, you like art, go to art school. That was a bad idea. Right. I mean, I think that was a bad call. That was a bad call for me personally. I'm not a school person. So I did not absorb the same things that my peers did in college. I don't remember college, if you know what I mean. You get what I'm saying? Some people are meant for different alternative paths, but same success. And I just feel like if I had the opportunity to get a year off and work, learn about debt and credit and financial literacy, budgeting.
Yes.
If I had learned straight out of high school as opposed to being pushed into college, I would have been in a different space now. So society will tell us like college, marriage, kids, rich.
Right.
I ain't got none of that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm rich in many different ways. I'm very rich, but not from societal standpoint. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, 100%. I mean, at 25, I just knew I would have kids. I knew I was going to be married. I knew I was going to have my first house. I knew I was going to have owned like my favorite car. Child, none of that happened. I didn't get married until I was almost 30.
See?
The house that I now live in and own is with my husband.
Yeah.
And, you know, we almost 36. And I didn't buy my first car until I was almost 30.
Yeah.
You know, I agree. It's just like, we're taught something, we see things, and we just find out and figure out through life that everything that we thought was supposed to be the thing definitely is not what it's gonna be at all.
Yeah. I think the thing that corrupted my mind as a young person was probably Kanye and Pharrell, if I'm being honest. I remember Kanye saying 5 beats a day for 3 summers, and I'm trying to make 5 beats while also having a job.
Okay.
That's not possible. And you know, there's a quote that Pharrell said in a magazine, and it stood out for me for so long. And I think maybe like last year I realized like, oh, this is why I used to be like just struggling, because it wasn't realistic. But he used to say like, I'm in the studio every day. I'm done with my day by 11 o'clock. And what he said, what that stood out to me was, I just focus on the music. I don't focus on the business. Somebody else does that. That's not real.
That's not real. what a privilege. Like that's not a thing. That's not
At
a thing.
All.
Yeah. And who are you as a human? If you can be in the studio every single day for no reason, from like the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep, that means you already have like some money in the bank, a place to live, and maybe a rich parents or something. You know what I mean? Or opposite, you just straight up don't got no place to live because you live in the studio. You know what I mean? It's one or the other. So I'm not saying, that's how I thought too. I was in the studio like that too. And once I realized like humans are humans and people mess up, and they also don't know what they're doing.
Right.
People don't really know what they're doing. You know what I mean? Like we're all figuring it out, and you might come across someone in your business or creative ventures that are genuinely trying to help you. Those people exist. Yeah. That's my ecosystem now. Like the people who I'm attracting now, since I've centered myself and grounded myself creatively, mentally, spiritually, now shit is good because I have that big boundary up, that big what you talking about? That don't make no sense. I'm not doing that. That stuff. So, creative people, we are the best, but we have to go through so many stupid things, so many dumb things, and until we find that nice area, like
that sweet spot.
That sweet spot. Hold on. It's great.
Yes, I agree with you 100%. I think, I have time to really get to my sweet spot for creativity. Again, with podcasting, I made a lot of decisions when I moved to San Diego, because again, we got to live, we got to make money. I got to support myself and now, my partner, and us have to support each other. So, there's decisions that have to be made, and you have to say, okay, we're going to put some things on pause, but we'll come back to it at a later date.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask, before we move into the next portion, is what is one thing that you all have had to maybe let go of to get to where you are now today, and to kind of get to that like moment of, okay, we good here?
That's funny. I think for me, oh man, just like my limiting mindset, like just not fully believing that all of this will work out. Like I really had to just trust in something beyond myself. Like I believe in myself, but I had to believe in something higher than this, because there was that little inkling of doubt. I used to put affirmations on and I still do. I still put affirmations on the mirror, but I used to have these affirmations about money because I knew I needed to shift my mindset about money, and something about them just made me uncomfortable. And I had to ask myself one day, like, why are you so uncomfortable saying this? And it was because I didn't believe it. And then I had to check myself, like, why do you not believe that you are worthy of your worth? Like, why do you not believe that, things flow to you easily? Why don't you believe these things? And when I sat with that, it was like, that don't make sense. So shifting my mindset has been helpful, but like really truly releasing that doubt has been like a game changer for me.
For me, it was people.
So when I told you guys about that journey that I went through, which was like being unhoused, starting from scratch, you don't have an identity on earth because you lost everything with losing your apartment, your house, your living. That's what happened to me. I realized at that point, and you know how some people, they find like maybe Jesus or chakras or something like that. I kind of at that stop. At that lowest point for me, I went entirely inward. So there was like a shift that happened where I went so much within, where I finally knew what I have to do to be the best version of myself. That included cliquey groups, like people who are constantly complaining. Gwen. Okay. I had to get rid of that. People who only talk about work, had to get that out of here. Wait a minute now. People who feel like no matter what, the entire world is against them, had to get rid of that, because I no longer felt that way. I said, how could I be so poor, so broke, no home, no food? And no one knew about this because I still like just kept a makeup bag on me and just made believe I was like chilling. Yeah. You couldn't, I didn't look like that. Yeah. After I was in such a space where I'm like, whoa, I still can be happy with nothing. I could not accept people around me who didn't understand the value of life. And that is what I got rid of. Human beings. Like, sorry, I don't believe in the if we grew up together or if we're family. If you're toxic, you're toxic. And if you don't see it for yourself, I can't help you see it. So that was my, I mean, the shift was crazy once I just got those out the way. People.
No, it definitely does that. Like, you know, I could think of times where like I would have those surface level connections, and as I'm elevating, it's like, this ain't enough. And not that these people are not enough, it's just I'm going somewhere else, that this space is not enough for me. So I got to keep going.
Yeah, I had to get to the point to where to understand that people make decisions that they make and get it okay with saying, I don't know what you want me to do, but this is what you chose. And also being able to sit in the discomfort that I sometimes have. Once I was able to say, okay, shit gonna get shifty, and that's fine, and we gonna rock it out. And if you have your moments of feeling down, if you have your moments of feeling like, you know, you're not gonna make it today, go ahead, take a nap, and you're gonna get up and you're gonna be here tomorrow. Because we ain't got time for none of the rest of that. We gotta move on. We got shit to do on Tuesday. So let's go ahead and let's take our moments and move the fuck on. I used to very much so be of the mind of, okay, I'm still very much of the mind, have to continue moving forward. I have it written down in one of my books, my notebooks. And I remember for 4 or 5 years straight, shit just kept happening. I was going from job to job. I would have to figure out where my money coming from. I've had several different situations where I've been out of a job for almost a year or a little longer than that. And I had to just be like, well, we just gonna go to bed and wake up tomorrow and we're gonna try again. Because the reality was that the job wasn't coming no quicker or no slower. You still was just gonna have to apply, and shit was just gonna keep coming and going, honey. So, gotta rough it out. That's life.
Yeah.
So I've talked a little bit about we have talked about struggles, mental health, we haven't necessarily touched on imposter syndrome, but I talked a little bit about imposter syndrome on one of my episodes, more so because I think I'm not honest about how much I like to hear myself talk sometimes. So when I was getting ready to come back and do the show and keep it going, I was like, yeah, but what the fuck are we gonna talk about? I was like, okay, well, we'll figure it out. Anyway, I had an extreme sense of burnout at the time, and I was struggling. I was doing a lot. I was trying to keep this show going. I was working. I'm in school right now, but now I'm almost finished. I had taken on 6 classes one semester, and I was only a little over a year into a new job, and I was just doing too much. And I was like, if I don't take something off of my plate, then I'm going to go into a spiral. So that was when me and Mike first met. That would be when I started to figure out how I was going to take this show more seriously. And then that would be when I started to be very clear about what my wants and needs were when it came to business and work. And I kind of want to just have a conversation about, when you have felt or feel burnt out, what are some of the things that you recognize for yourself, and kind of how do you work through some of those things?
Ooh, I'm interested in hearing your answer, Mike.
So working through burnout, that's a good question. Like I really feel like in the last year or so I've done better about it. Because I used to just burn out and just not be able to do nothing for months. And I think I really just follow the flow of my feelings. Like if I'm feeling myself not feeling something, I kind of give into the feeling, and it'll give me that space to get back to where I need to be. Yeah, that's probably the clearest for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you saying giving into the feeling is like surrendering. So you let your body know, and you let your nervous system know that it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
pretty much,
less, yeah, and that's less burnout. That's less burnout, and that's the key right there. That's it. Because if I sit here and tell y'all, I ain't gonna hold you. It could probably be a nervous system response, or it could probably be a trauma response. I don't feel burnout. You get what I'm saying? Because it might be that, well, what if you always burnt out, girl? But what if burnout? But what if my burnout life looks like this? You know what I mean? So I tap in as much as I can. I really do. I tap in as much as I can. I do the work as much as I can. I check in. I ask myself how I'm doing. I'm doing my somatic stuff all the time. Like I'm breathing through everything, but it's not from a place of, well, just breathe because you're about to die. It's not like that anymore for me. I think I reached some sort of switch where I can control this.
Yeah.
I can control this. I can control this. If I don't want to do it, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
And then how do you get burnt out if you don't do it? Now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but also a lot of people believe that burnout is overworking, when burnout is doing the same thing over and over again with no results. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So if I'm trying, I am trying over and I'm not being seen. I have no results. I can't I can't get it. I can't get, let's say, a grant. I'm trying over and over again. Or check this out. I could do this. Lion Ryan podcast. Bitch, I'm on season 3 twice. How I'm on episode 1, season 1 for the 3rd time? How? Now I'm gonna let you know right there. I could feel that burnout. I could. I'm not going there. I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna try again in April, because what did I lose? Who's watching? Because I wasn't consistent, there's no audience. Let's be real. I did that to myself. So who can I be mad at? Oh, there's the solution to a lot of what would be burnout. A lot of music artists have burnout because they have no streams. They keep producing music. They make music videos. They got no views. Well, if we go back and see what we did to not have any views, were you consistent? Did you put out enough content? Are you dropping too many singles at once, confusing the hell out of your audience? Are you doing these things? Because this all matters. So my burnout, like I said, I can't say I am perfect, but I just don't believe it's there, whether it's a trauma response or I just found the hack, which is this your fault anyway. So.
That's hilarious.
I'm not playing. I'm not playing about my body this year.
That's real.
Yeah.
And I think for me, a lot of times it's really like, like I just get that feeling, like you said, of doing something so many times and like just I'll hit that block of like, all right, I want to do this in a different way. And rather than like just being so like bogged down by it, I'll go do something different. Like that's the same thing I tell people about when they say like, oh, I have writer's block or I have this, I have that. No, you don't. Just go do something different. If you don't feel like writing a song, go take a picture. You don't want to take a picture, go make a podcast, go do it. Like we're so creative that we could literally go do anything else. And what I found a lot of times is when I focus my energy somewhere else, it'll bring me right back to that thing.
Yep. That's human nature. That's our bodies. My favorite thing for when I have the block is to do nothing. And that's just me. That's just me. Because a lot of my peers can't do nothing. Silly. We have ADHD, silly. We can't do nothing. Like my peers don't stop, okay? And I think that I have the closest friend group. I believe I have the closest friend group because I'm neurotypical and 100% of my friends are neurodivergent. 100%. Not even one. Not even one. And I've been evaluated several times. I'm like, y'all sure I ain't got it? I don't have ADHD, but my friends who do are like magical geniuses. They're genius people, but they also can't sit down. So the burnout and the fatigue is much more intense. So I understand both sides. I get it, but try to do nothing, y'all. Just try to do nothing. Listen to everybody.
It's funny because I am one of those people that like I just can't sit still. But then at the same time, when I do sit still, it usually leads to me finding what I need to do. So I think that stillness is so valuable.
Yeah. Same here. When I find myself being still or wanting to do nothing, I'm still doing something. And like recently, I was telling my therapist the same thing. I said I have writer's block. I haven't been able to write. And she's like, well, guess what? Here's your homework assignment. Go write out them goals that you want to achieve and make sure you write about how this time last year you were struggling so hard and how you almost lost your mind. And then you had to come find a therapist. And now we're getting you together.
Wow. Yeah.
So I did. And I mean, so when I did that, I then was like, okay, the juices are flowing. Things are happening. Things are going. We good. And that's how it happens sometimes.
And as you say that, Dana, it makes me think about my journaling practice. And Ryan, I'm curious to hear about your practice because I know you designed a journal. But I journal 3 pages every day. And sometimes I don't have anything to say. Sometimes I got a lot to say. Sometimes I'm just writing bullshit just to get out of my head, like brain dumping. But Ryan, I'm curious to hear like how journaling has impacted you and how creating a journal has impacted other people.
Oh, don't you worry. You hold that part. So, I love journals. Speaking of journals, I sell this journal on Amazon. We also are on TikTok Shop, and we also I can also do orders personally if you needed signed and autographed. So
Yeah.
the reason why I was inspired to do a journal, it wasn't because it's like a digital asset or like something to get rich. It was something that changed my life, because I remembered when I was out of everything. I didn't have anything, like nothing. The only thing I had was a pen and paper. When I was unhoused, I used to go into Barnes and Noble and just read, but I could never buy a book because I was just like so broke. I had nothing. Like I couldn't buy a Starbucks coffee chow. Okay. And I realized that journaling actually it changed my brain chemistry. It just changed something in me. Mike, you said something really important. When you have nothing to write, try your best to write 6 pages or more. Write until you can't write anymore, because it's not only an exercise, you're basically showing your brain subconsciously, consciously, that you can do hard things, and it translates into other parts of your life, right? So if I constantly don't try to do something, like a lot of people really don't like meditation. And I'm like, so what happens if you put your phone down, but you walked for 5 minutes outside without your phone? I mean, don't touch it. Don't touch it. Breathe. Hear sounds. Figure out what your senses are. What do I see? What do I hear? What do I smell? Like how can I tap into that part of my body? That is what journaling does for me. And that's why I created so many journals, because once you can write when you don't have anything here, you're just writing bullshit. You have nothing. Your music is better. Your podcasting is better. Your speech is better. You pay attention more to human beings when they're speaking. How many of us just start tapping out when people are talking? Like, Yeah. You find a different part of your brain. And this is just straight up science. When you write stuff down, you are tapping into different parts of your brain, whereas you wouldn't have done that naturally. So journaling is very important. And I think that people should write everything down as soon as they wake up. Like, I mean, breathe, brush your teeth or something, but write something down, 3 pages. And that's in that book, The Artist's Way. That's in that book. Like they say, don't stop writing. They said 13 pages or something like that. Just 1 page a day for me when I had nothing was how I was able to stay here on this plane. Like it kept me here. It reminded me that I'm capable of all things. And sometimes I go back to those old journal entries and I can't believe where I'm at right now. I can't even believe where I am. I mean, and I was thinking so small. You got to think big, bitch.
You got to think big. Yeah.
I had no idea. You got to think big, bitch. Okay. When I was journaling back then, I look at it sometimes. I still keep some of these pages. Some of them I had to throw out, but one of them was like, I will have $3,000. I will have. I was even doing it wrong. I was journaling wrong. You know what I mean? Like I had no idea what I was capable of, but that was my start to self-healing, self-development, spiritual awareness. You know, like that was my beginning. So journaling is great. If you guys want to pick up a journal, it's everywhere. It's called Get a Grip, The Overcoming Imposter Syndrome and Creative Dysphoria for the Creatives.
Absolutely. We're gonna put it in the description box when we release the audio episode for sure. Because we are all about everybody about to get their money around here.
Y'all play too much.
No, I'm dead ass. I'm like, everybody about to get a piece.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do as best as I can.
Play it around, you know. They know how.
No, I just love what I love about journaling though too is that even on the days when I ain't got shit to say, like Mike was saying, like I just feel like we just gonna doodle a little bit. Even that, like, you know, I do think it is a bit of a mind. It's like a trick you play on your mind to be able to just keep it flowing, to be able to do something, to be able to get your thoughts on paper. I do the same thing. I go back and read some of my entries, and then I burn the book. Because I'll be like, oh, no.
Yeah.
But I also think a part of that is how manifestation happens, because you burn it and it goes out into the atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
And even I've read some of my entries before I've moved to San Diego and to when I've gotten here, and I'd just be cracking up because I'd be thinking the same thing, like, wow, it was just the small things that I wanted for.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't even realize how you've manifested and put yourself into the place that you are in today. And like how you've written it out, you've planned it for yourself. Even though you weren't as descriptive as maybe some folks would say you should be, you still were able to kind of put it on paper and say what you need to say to be able to move what you wanted to move forward.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of want to talk a little bit about creators and kind of the content we consume on a daily basis. We as people, we are always scrolling. We're always seeing things. We have our favorites. We have our people that we consistently watch. But in the grand scheme of talking about burnout and kind of when we see our favorites start to maybe fall off or not be consistent, what do you think are some of the pressures that creators feel when it comes to trying to consistently hit that algorithm or trying to consistently keep it going or keep the audience? And do you think it's burnout, or do you think it's just something where there's so much pressure to stay on top all the time? What are your thoughts?
Let's go, Mike.
As you asked that question, what came up for me was I think that so many creatives are also consumers. So a lot of times people put the same pressure on themselves that they put on their favorite artist or whoever. Like, you ever notice like when an artist is evolving or they're doing something different, people are like, no, but I want this version of you. And some of us as creatives, we do that to ourselves, which is crazy. But you see people that are shifting other places, but they feel like they have to stay tapped into this one thing. I remember for me with the podcast, people kept labeling my podcast a mental health podcast, which is beautiful, amazing. But also I'm on this creative journey that like is so much deeper than just mental health. And I remember having that feeling of like feeling like I needed to be confined to creating this, and it just wasn't in alignment. So I started doing something different. But I think sometimes people don't have that awareness to follow the feeling, and they just get stuck in boxing themselves in as opposed to like, creating the box.
Yeah.
So Dana, was the question saying, how do we feel when we see our favorites fall off? Or was it like, what happens when we fall off?
Yeah, I mean, it's a two-pronged question, honestly. When you see your favorites fall off, what do you think the struggle can be? But also for yourself, when you start to get to that point where you're like, I'm kind of falling back on this. What do you think it is? What do you think comes up for you, or what is the first thought that comes to your mind for those types of situations?
Yeah, I think it's just like situational, right? Like if they're a super sensitive creative being, which most very passionate artists are, exactly why they fell off. They're taking everything that they produce very personally. They're becoming so vulnerable and putting out pieces of themselves and not getting the response they wanted or needed. That's artist brain, straight up. For me, if I fall, I ain't got the time. Like for me, I'm not that deep, like I am an artist person. I swear. It's just, I just know both sides really well. And if you see me not doing something, it's because I physically can't do it. So for like, let's say example, Lion Ryan podcast. I filmed a podcast right here, right? Like the sign is up here. I'm covering the sign right here. I have 2 animals in my home. I have no team. So I'm setting up these cameras, my Rodecaster, the laptop for notes, my cards, 2 lights, and then it's hard to do that alone. Set up, test sound, test audio, test visual. And then my dogs start doing zoomies, knock my whole shit down.
knock my whole, I'm talking about knock my whole shit down. That's happened twice. And because I'm not a crash out anymore, I said, okay, well, this was a choice you made, Ryan. Like, you got 2 dogs. You don't have a large space. You are filming from home. You can't afford a podcast studio, right? Yeah. So I'm doing everything myself. So I was like, I'll do this when I feel like it, because I physically couldn't do it. I physically could not do it. So the artist in me was like, dang, I want to, but I imagine doing that again. I'm talking about you're filming the whole episode. I'm talking about an hour in. I'm a solo podcaster. Yeah. Animals knock the whole setup up. Okay. So that's you just never know what people are going through in their back end. Like, you just don't know. And I would say if you have a favorite that you're watching, like, you know, know that people go through things. It's okay, whether it's mentally, in my case, physically. We go through things. So it's much easier for me to set up my smaller camera and do these get a grip videos every day, as opposed to set up my larger setup and film an episode, an hour and a half long episode of Lion Ryan, because the dogs ain't having that. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So I don't get too down. I don't get like messed up when creators are inconsistent. Inconsistency is part of life, you know? Yes. It's part of life. And if you're judging someone because they didn't show up the way you want them to show up, you should probably get checked out, because like, why are you on them like that? You know? So I'm not too harsh on myself anymore. It's going to be okay. Try again. Try again. If you ever seen your camera and $200-$300 lights on the floor after filming for an hour, and then you lose all footage and sound, it's okay. Oh, gosh. Yep. Just try again. Just try again. Just try again. It's gonna be okay.
I mean, 100%, 100%, because I've been there, all those places. What was it last month, Mike, where I lost all the content? Yeah. I had to re-record the entire episode that I recorded back in October. And so imagine
for February release.
For February release, imagine me thinking I'm so cute, so organized, up in here just, we gonna clean out files, we gonna, get this organized, put this there, only to get ready to come back and be like, oh my gosh, where is this file? I recorded it on this date. Then to be like, oh my gosh, it's gone. Emailing Zoom like, girl, I don't know what to tell you. Your files ain't here. they sure enough said, sir, your files are recorded to your computer every time you do a Zoom meeting. So if you don't see them, it's because you don't. Yeah. And I said, oh, you didn't have to read me like that, but okay. Like, I guess you're right. Sure enough, I ended up accidentally deleting them and had to re-record the entire episode. Yeah. And so I feel you, and that was the point. That's the point of the question, right? Is like, I think in today's world, and what I see a lot happening on the internet and in media, is that folks get so hard on their favorite celebrities, on their favorite content creators, on the people that they love to see consistent. But I think what also it starts to revolve around is you can't put your happiness in somebody else's hands, and you damn sure can't do it for people who are on social media. That's not where you get your happiness from.
It's a little bit weird, but
yeah. And Ryan, kind of going back to what you were saying, I think people put so much pressure on these creatives because they don't want to take control of their own lives. Like,
that's right.
Because if you worried about me, how you doing in your own life?
And what's going on? You in them shade room comments way too much, okay?
Way too much.
Way too much, okay? I know you at work. You were on the clock, okay? All right, you better feed your kids. So that's all I'm saying. I also forgot to mention, like, when you are getting too down on yourself because you weren't consistent for the month or like the last 3 months, I need you to realize or maybe take back control of why you started.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where we have to kind of rewind or like get a grip. Why did I even start? Why did I start this journey? I was passionate at first, but now I made this shit such a job that I started to hate it. I gained anxiety over no reason, nothing, no reason at all. Now I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
You forgot why you started. And now you think you need to show up for the world. They ain't worried about you.
Yeah. I got a question, Ryan. It's a little off topic, but on topic. But I'm curious, how did you heal your relationship with music? Just because I know you shared with us how like you like went through the trenches with it. And I know that you still create, but to go from creating from that place to like creating in a healthy place, like how did you get there?
Yeah. So when I first started doing music while in college, I went to college not for music. And
Wow.
yeah, I went to college for communication and graphic design, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was doing music. I was singing covers on YouTube. I was singing like random covers, Amy Winehouse covers, I guess, just singing right into the computer, ratchet, ghetto, just like bad lighting, like meet you downstairs, like wilding out, right?
Stop.
I was wilding out. Every single day I was putting out covers into the laptop, like hot mic, sounded terrible. And a producer scooped me up, right? He was watching me for a long time, scooped me up. He was a blessing and showed me what the music industry was until I saw too much, right? He was great. My experience was great. I was very young. I was in my younger 20s, straight out of college, and I had a dream. Remember, we all start, like you said, you're Kanye. What kind? Mine was Beyonce.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm a do that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I had that. I was so passionate, also so green, and wanted to do the big thing, the biggest thing in music ever until I saw everything. I saw the abuse. I saw the drugs. I saw the manipulation. I saw the two-faced thing. Like the higher up you go in any industry, so I'm not going to say it's just music. It's entertainment, it's film, it's music, it's everything. I don't care. I'm not some whistleblower. I'm just a person who doesn't care. The higher up you go, and I got really high, I'm still there actually, and the more you will see, see. And because I said I don't like this, I got dropped from everything. I got stripped of everything, and I took a 5-year hiatus. Didn't make a record, didn't do anything, didn't do any shows. And my way, Mike, how I got back in was through doing what I'm good at, which is songwriting, vocal production, and syncs. So I found a way that I could license my talent and my voice, make a lot of money at once, and not be in front of the camera. I mean, no tours. That's not my dream. That's not, no shade. Like, to anybody who loves to be on tour and likes to jump up and down on stage, it's not my dream. No shade. Like, I don't mean that in any shady way, because I have clients who legit tell me, no, I want to be famous. So I have to understand that psychologically. I have to build with that. Like, I understand. I was there, and you will. You most likely will. But for me, I couldn't sell that part of myself. So I came back in a way where I don't have to feel depleted every morning because I'm not following my dreams. My talent is rapping and singing. I can still do that, write for larger artists than me. Straight up ghostwriter over here. I don't care. I'm a straight up ghostwriter, writing with labels, meeting with their teams, their managers, their producers, straight up ghostwriting. I don't even got to be in that studio anymore. I don't even got to leave my house. Hello? Okay. I don't have to leave my house. I can hear myself on TV when I'm watching commercials, it's my voice because I wrote the jingle for the latest 3 biggest makeup brands. I found
Clock
my
it.
happy. You know
Clock
it's
it.
me when you see them 2 fingers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Clock it.
You know what I'm saying? I hear my voice almost every day and no one knows it's me. So Mike, when I found out that I didn't crave fame, I craved being creative. It saved my life. So I found my happy space. It wasn't fame. It was not validation. It was, I just want to do what the fuck I'm good at, please. And I don't want to do all the other things that come with it. So I found my way through research, a lot of practice, basically Googling the people who can get you into the movies. What is a music supervisor, kids? You know what I mean? What are the people? Who are the people's titles that are taking submissions for jingles when it comes to a Kit Kat commercial? Those people have jobs. I forgot about that. So once I started finding emails, you should be submitting every day. If you're like me and don't care about being famous. You know, but through this work, I mean, I've gained so many connections to people who are amazing, just good-hearted humans. It's no longer a competition. It's no longer like, no, I gotta be more famous than you. There's no more like ass kissing. There's no more of that because I'm behind the scenes and my music is still out there. So if you care about making money in the field and it's creative, you have to chat GPT it or something. How can I, like, I don't know what to, how can I make money as a musical producer? You get what I'm saying? But you have to think outside the box. It's not always about you being Kanye.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
It's funny. I have, while you're talking, the first thought that I think about is some of the artists who you would see going really, really hard for a period of time and then they disappear. Then they come back for a period of time. And then you hear kind of the same thing of, well, I decided to start writing behind the scenes. I just started to do work on projects with these people. And I started to do this with that group. And I wonder, is that the same conversations that they're having with themselves? Or is that the same kind of breakdown that they're having is, this is what I'm going to do, but I want to do it this way. I don't want to be on the stage all the time. And it's interesting. It's interesting to me. But I also think it's cool because you then find yourself still doing the thing that you want to do, still going the direction you want to go in, and still finding yourself at that end point, which is doing the creative thing that you want to do and making the money that you need to make.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm here for it, honey. You know,
and also, if you still want to be on the stages, that's awesome too.
And that's awesome.
I hit a stage if I get a, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just has to make sense for me. It's no longer this is the only thing that makes sense. No, the stage can still make sense if it makes sense.
Right. I agree. Yeah. So we've been going on for 1 hour and 30 minutes. I have an activity for us to do, but I want to give us a couple of seconds to have a little bathroom break. So I'm going to put us on a little break, and we will be right back, everybody. So, peace.
If you've made it this far in this episode and you haven't subscribed yet, that's wild. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button on YouTube, follow us on Instagram, tap in everywhere, child. Because apparently the algorithm only respects consistency and emotional damage. And to my professional doom scrollers out there, girl, yes, I'm talking to you. If you can scroll for 47 minutes and not press the subscribe button, we can have a full conversation on how you need to go ahead and dedicate yourself to something, girl, because it sounds like you got some dedication issues. Help us beat the algorithm, girl. Like, comment, share, send it to your girlfriends, to your boyfriends, your lady friends, your they, them friends. The ones who love the chit chat about all the tea, but never really want to start that podcast. Because I want them in my comment box. Don't just watch the CHISME, join the CHISME, girl. Subscribe, follow, and stay connected, honey, because we building something cute up over here, and we want you to be a part of it.
And we are back. What a lovely conversation we've been having here, everyone. I am finding myself very full, honey. You know, it is, we've been talking about some things. We've been going through some things, and I love it. If I haven't thanked y'all yet or before, I'm so thankful that y'all chose to come and hang out with me this afternoon. Well, evening for y'all on this Friday. So I do want to say thank you. And yes, I will thank you guys again at the end of the show. But it's just been fun. It's really cool. I love having these types of conversations. And really the big goal for me today was really just to talk through all of the different things that come up for creatives and artists and folks who are doing something to be seen by other folks, because I think what's important to me is that we all go through some shit. And we all have been through some shit to get to where we are today. And I don't think people, I don't think that is talked about enough. And I don't think people accept that as a response enough from us as creators and as people who produce things to be able to provide for the world to see, listen, use, or hear. So that's the biggest goal. And I am more than sure we are definitely tapping in and touching on those things as we're having this conversation. So I do have an activity. It's called Gag or Keep the CHISME Coming. And it is definitely based on Ryan's Gag, Get a Grip project. And before we jump in, I do want Ryan to kind of talk a little bit about Gag, and then we'll jump into the activity.
Well, this sounds fun. So, all right, we'll make this quick. So Gag is a movement specifically created by me, an artist for artists, who need to learn to get a grip when it comes to overwhelming fatigue, decision fatigue, analysis paralysis, overthinking before taking action, imposter syndrome, the things that we can control. So when I say what I live by is if you can control it, you can change it. Okay? Yeah. When you can't control it, let it go. Mm-hmm. The art of letting go. Hello, Mike Brown. So Get a Grip is a movement created to just let artists know that when things are overwhelming and feel incomplete and feel like you can no longer sustain or mobilize your body, step back, take a seat, and get a grip or gag.
Fantastic. And so I have like 5 scenarios here, just based on random topics, based on what, sometimes you see about creatives. Sometimes one of them speaks truly to my everyday life, but I created 5 scenarios. And really my thought is we will make a decision on either they need to get a grip or they should keep the CHISME coming. So the first one I'll read and we'll get a feel. It says a creator has 10 pieces of content ready to go, but hasn't posted in 3 months because they're waiting for the perfect time, the perfect aesthetic, and the perfect partnership to align their content with. Does this creator need to gag, or should they just go ahead and keep the content coming?
Gag. Exactly that.
Yes. I mean, the funny part is I feel like this happens more often than not, because you would hear, I do have my favorite content creators. I do have some that I watch consistently. And I would see something and I'm like, oh, I'm surprised this creator hasn't released this. Next thing you know, here comes the content, but it's connected to this brand deal. And I'm like, well, were you waiting to post this? Like, you should have just did it days ago. Like, what's the point of waiting? So it's just so interesting to me.
So that's fair. I mean, the brand deal is fair, but like having the content ready for me, I'm like, shit, you ahead of the game, because it be days where I just don't want to do this shit. So if you got that many pieces of content ready, get a fucking grip and put that shit out.
Right on. Right on. Yeah. Dana, you are harsh, okay? You are a harsh critic, okay? Oh my gosh. I get DMs sometimes like, where's the talking head videos, girl? I'm like, girl, you try setting up in this house. Like,
child, please. Listen, I have a spreadsheet.
It be people
and
like
the only reason that I can even move the things through is because of this spreadsheet and the dates. I'm like, I don't have the perfect time is the date that I said it's due.
The perfect time is like, please just post the thing, because you don't know what the algorithm's gonna do, y'all. You don't know. You don't know. And sometimes with the brand deal stuff, with the larger creators, like the 1 million, 2 million followers, girls, they sometimes have contractual obligations. So they sometimes can't. But for the little 60K girls like me, put it out.
Put it on the.
And I love that you said that about the algorithm, because it's been a few times where I've been like, oh, I love this video. This the one. You get that 2 likes on it. You're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
This shit was good.
Yeah.
That's why I'm telling you, y'all better take your emotions out them posts.
No, you're absolutely right. Yeah.
Take your emotions out of your post. Keep it into the work. The social media is just the extender. It's just like the extender of the work. The work is the work. You get what I'm saying?
You're absolutely right.
You better take it easy on yourself and get a grip.
Yeah, I mean, I just told y'all that TikTok just started recognizing that I post. And I've been doing this for almost 3 years. And I mean, just out of nowhere, I was at work one day and it was like, oh, you got 50 new likes on your video. I said, 50 new likes? And I didn't even pay for it? Like, I didn't pay for promo? Wait, what? Like, what are we talking about here?
That algorithm will do its thing out of nowhere. That's why I'm like, if you did not get any traction on your post, please know that the algorithm sometimes will go to your post from last month and somehow push it out. Somebody saw it. So please post and don't look at them numbers too much.
You're absolutely right about that. And it's funny, like you said, you don't know who's watching. Like, it's opportunities that I've gotten off of like these 1 or 2 like videos from somebody just liking the aesthetic and being like, I want to work with you because of this. So keep putting yourself out there.
All right.
And don't let people like Dana bother you when you fall off for a month. Don't let Dana bother you.
Like, what is you doing? Are you busy? Like, what's happening here? Okay, so the second scenario is a creator starts shifting all their content to trends so they can continuously get the viral moments. Their numbers are going up, but their content is no longer feels like them. It has become all about just creating a moment for numbers. Do they need to gag, or should they just keep the content coming? Keep the CHISME coming.
I say it depends on the creator. If you are that creator where you want to go ahead and make a quick bag, go do those trends, girl. Yeah, like do all that. Like, do that, do all that. Like, you know,
I agree.
Like that's what you want to do. You know,
that's hilarious.
If that's the type of creator you are, and you need that coin real quick, girl, go do that. Like that's up to you.
And I say, as long as it feels good to you, like if you're doing stuff that don't feel good, then you need to check yourself. But if it's fun and it don't feel that serious, go for it.
That's right.
Yeah, I agree. If I had more time and like I could do this consistently, I would do like Mike. I've done a couple of unboxings. I'm about to do another one. And I like that, but that's also because I love the shop. So, you know, it's like, why not utilize the fact that I like to spend money and put it on social media? Be like,
you definitely should.
Let's talk about it.
You should.
And I will tell you, you should definitely talk to Ryan off camera, because she gave me game on the TikTok shop. So as you're doing the unboxings, if the stuff is there, tagging it, selling it.
Yeah. Yes. No, I'm here for it. And I feel like I also realize there are people who do selling lives where they're making a ton of money off of people just clicking the links and etc.
Yeah.
I mean, but again, it goes back to what I was saying earlier about, you know, going live every day. It's just, I'm like, gosh.
Well, do 3 days,
Dana. Are doing it.
Do 3 days, you know?
Okay.
Try it. See what happens. You have your favorite bag and it's on the TikTok shop. If it's on the TikTok shop, you go live and you just talk up, and then you tag the bag in the little orange cart. You just have to talk about the bag for about an hour. And then and people just buy. I collect for no reason on TikTok. Just for no reason.
I love that.
Okay. I got everything from gut health pills to it's a hair growth magical pill.
Yes.
Like there's just things there for no reason. And even when it's not about the money, I'm just like, this is kind of fun. Like, it's just a little bit fun. Even when you don't have the time. If you don't have the time, just don't do it. But it is an extra way to make money.
No, I mean, so Mike in his head is talking about me because he's already had these conversations. And he's already been like, he's like, if your audience is engaging with you live, then you need to fucking go live.
Yeah.
And he's right. And it's just, I just need to sit my ass down and do it. And it could be as simple as just doing it like right now. No one's home. Or last night. I could have went live last night. But I agree. I think that, you know, like you've already said, just do it. And that's really just sit my ass down and make it happen is what it boils down to.
And not every day. You can start with 2 days. You can start with 3 days, but you'll see result with 5 days.
Shit, I'm even thinking as we talking, like as you planning out the episodes, like if it's taking you an hour to plan out the episode, should just turn the camera on while you planning, telling the people what you doing, what's gonna be on this episode, who gonna be the guests, what y'all want to hear.
Yep. That's it. That's really it.
You see him doing this.
Why y'all at it? By this chair, by this mic.
That's what happened.
Right. Like these shirt mics are on the TikTok shop. Like they're here.
Gosh.
So, you know, listen, I've done the same thing. For me, I'll go live and it lasts for so long. I'll be like, oh, I'm so tired after this. Oh, but then I look at what I made after the live and I'm like, wait, this is nuts. And that's from not selling anything. That was just gifts.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So go live.
Okay.
I'm gonna put some energy into it in April. I'm a
2 days a week. And it's so awkward at first and it's so weird and no one's watching at first. And then magically, see the thing that I like about we on YouTube. I love YouTube. But on TikTok Live, the thing that I love about TikTok, it's not your followers that are watching you. It's strangers. Right. They are strangers.
Yeah.
So I'm talking like people from all over the world come in, and if you snatch them in the last, like the first 0.5 seconds, they stay in there and they start just tapping the screen. When they start tapping the screen, it pushes you out into the algorithm, and then they start giving you gifts. And just from an hour of you, like you making black eyed peas, Dana, you know, making your favorite meal, black eyed peas, your favorite meal with them cold collard greens. They already gifted you. They already gifted you. And by the time your live is done, you made $100 from gifts. Wow. So yeah, even if there's no one in the room, it's just people coming into the room and leaving a lot. That's why it's like intimidating and weird. But once you get over that, it's like, well, we all gonna die one day. So go live.
Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna make it happen. It's gonna happen. All right, so the next scenario is a little bit similar to the first one. It's a creator is doing the 30-day posting challenge, which I'm thinking about doing in July. So I'm excited. I just want to see if it works. They're posting every single day, staying consistent, hitting all the rules, but they start to feel drained, uninspired, and low-key hitting a creative block. They're thinking that, you know, where do I go from here? How do I keep posting? I was tired. Should they gag or just keep pushing through and keep the CHISME coming?
Oh, that's a good one. You know, when I think about the block, I'm like, keep the CHISME going. And this are there questions where there could be both? Because it does feel like a get a grip and keep it going.
Yeah. Because I do feel like it's both. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like they need to kind of have that moment with themselves, sit in it, have that moment of feeling burnt out or feeling whatever you feeling. Take that time, take a nap if you need to.
Here we go with the nap. Dana, you got you. You know, I love it. It's true. It's so true.
Oh, that's too funny.
Yeah.
It's true. I'm gonna tell you now. So if you feel like you're gonna do your 30 post push, you're gonna do it for real, you're gonna have to prepare yourself. So what you should do is you should take an hour or 2 hours the month prior and record a batch of content. And you should edit your batch of content before even thinking about posting every single day in your month. You should have pre-recorded, pre-edited content, and you should schedule it. Shit becomes a lot easy when you schedule your content. People I don't understand why people don't want to schedule their content. So I've had a lot of clients tell me that, Ryan, no, I feel emotionally connected to my content. I don't always want to schedule. And that's fair and fine. But imagine what it would feel like if you got emotionally attached to some content or inspired to shoot today, shoot, edit, and post, and you still had one thing already going from your edited content. You get what I'm saying? It just creates more volume for the algorithm. It promotes more success for you or your business or your brand. And you can still be fluid and go post wherever you want to post. But girl, you gotta edit that stuff before you start thinking you're about to shoot, edit, and post for 30 days straight. That's how burnout happens.
Yeah.
That's not a thing. Don't get up in the morning and be like, every single morning I'm going to, unless your content is very like low production and you're just like talking to the screen like this, no cuts. Do it like that then. That you can do that for 30 days straight. But if you're not that person and you do have edits and you do have lighting sometimes, just batch record 3 at a time, 4 at a time. It does not become it's not a thing. It's not a thing if you know how to edit your stuff, schedule your stuff, and go about your life. Imagine you not even looking at your phone because you got 4 days done.
Look, I'm one of them sensitive creatives you talked about, and some days I just don't want to do this shit. So having that shit ahead of time on them days where I don't feel like doing it, I already got it done. Yeah, I don't have to.
Don't worry about it.
That's free game, Ryan. And as you were saying that, I was going to ask you how many, at minimum, how many pieces of content would you say to have ready for like a 30-day rollout?
30.
That's okay. Yeah, that's real. Okay. Yeah, that's real.
That's kind of what I've been thinking.
That's real.
If you have a launch, a project, or even you just want to do some like identity work, like let me see if I can like push myself like to do something hard. If you are doing a challenge within your ecosystem, have 30 and see what that looks like. But you don't have to have 30 every day where you're setting up your camera, then editing, then posting, then going and doing your other jobs. That's too much work. You see how I film my content? So every time I'm on that damn couch talking about get a grip, I'm filming like 6 videos in the same outfit. Then I'm editing and then I'm scheduling. The captions and the posts are already done. So all I have to do is when it goes live, I make sure that I'm engaging with whatever comments I get that day. Because some days I may not get any comments. Some days I'm flooded. So imagine if I was sitting there every day for 3 minutes, because every video is 3 minutes that I do, 3 minutes of filming every day, editing, sound design, color grading, and then breaking down all my equipment and then posting. I would be cooked.
Yeah.
Cooked. Just batch record, and you can do 30 days because when you batch record, 10 days are already done in one sitting in 1 hour.
Yeah.
Just batch record it. It's okay. You can do it. You can do it.
I'm excited.
If you have something dropping. If you have something dropping, you can get crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A song, a podcast episode,
merch.
Build merch. If you have something dropping, that 30 days is going to do something so powerful, and you're going to be like, wow, this is what I had to do the whole time.
And I will say, I agree with that. I took maybe like 2-3 years ago, my partner and I, we did like a merch madness challenge where we took 30 days to just promote ourselves. And I sold maybe like 60 pieces of merch in them 30 days.
See? It's just more volume. It's like people try to keep it a secret, and it's just not a secret. It's not. Like the more you push out, the more the algorithm will push you towards the masses. And that's
the algorithm love you for that.
Yeah. You know, me and the algorithm, especially the one on TikTok, I'll be like, oh, we about to throw some bows.
You fighting the algorithm, Dana. I don't need you fighting. Not the algorithm.
It be trying to take me out, and I'll be like, what is going on?
No, nobody has an excuse. Listen, if I went to my TikTok, I have not a lot of followers on TikTok, like 11K or something like that, right? And yo, there's videos with 0 views on TikTok. It didn't take me out. I was like, listen, I'm posting the same video. Who gonna whoop me? I'm gonna repost the same video.
Y'all didn't like it this time? Like it this time.
Exactly. I'm talking about I don't change the captions, nothing, Jesus. I just put it up. Okay. That's it.
Wow. I mean, I've never even thought about that.
No one saw it.
Yeah.
Put it up.
It might have just not been the time for it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all.
That's crazy. I mean, and it's the interesting part is that we see it happen more times than not, and people are doing this they will repost their videos. They'll put it back up. They don't give a damn. They're like, I'm not even second thinking this. This is just about to get reposted.
Right.
And either they gonna watch it again, and I don't give a fuck, but we about to get them views though. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
I feel that. The next scenario is someone is working a full-time job that pays the bills, but their real passion is being a podcaster and content creator on the side. They want to show up more fully online, be more visible, more honest, but they hold back. They're worried about coworkers watching, family judging, or not being taken seriously in their professional life. At the same time, their creative work isn't fully monetized yet, so walking away from stability doesn't feel like an option. So they stay in the middle and play it safe in both worlds. Do they need to gag or keep the CHISME coming?
Take a breath, gag, and keep the CHISME coming.
Yeah. Get a grip. Like your family members ain't paying your bills. Like if you don't
half of them may subscribe.
Yeah.
They don't even listen. No shade. I don't follow my mother or father. They don't have nothing to do with this.
That's real.
They don't have.
It's not about them, Chris.
Okay. They have nothing to do with this. They support my journey, but it's not like, say I put out a merch drop today. Can your mom and dad or whomever is alive right now in your family buy your whole collection? No.
Right.
You know, you're posting for the people that you think are supposed to be supporting you when the strangers are the people who care.
Right. And Ryan, you may know more about this, but I saw on YouTube that you actually don't want people who aren't watching to subscribe, because somebody was saying like if all your family members and friends subscribing but not watching, that's actually hurting you in the algorithm.
Right. I don't listen, I don't follow them back. You think I'm playing? Y'all think I'm playing? They don't. It doesn't matter. Like I love y'all, but this is not for you. This is not for you. All the things that I create, I'm happy and grateful that you are watching, but you can't change my life. You know, if you could, you would, right? So all the strangers that are watching me in Africa and Asia and the Bronx, you know, like all the strangers that are just watching me and buying and subscribing and booking me for one-on-ones, and those are people I don't know. Those are people who found me from the internet. And if you keep on depending on your friends and family to change your life, then you don't even have to create, because why can't they just give you a check then?
Right.
You know, and if you also have some shame or like some shyness around like your old high school buddies or your old college buddies because you are somebody different than what you were growing up as a child, that's stupid. But you can also just make another page and start from scratch. Make another email address, make another page, and do not subscribe to childhood or friends and family members on that page. Keep a different page for that then. Because if it's something psychological that's holding you back because they know you, you're never going to thrive. You're never, you know.
So the last one we have more so revolves around what we were talking about earlier, was like comparison spiraling. So a creator spends more time watching other people's content than creating their own. Every time they're about to post, they stop because they feel like somebody else has done it better and done the post better. So do they gag or keep the CHISME coming? I feel like I already know Mike's answer.
Ryan, you got that journal? Can you hold that journal up, please? Exactly.
Yes. You know, I think what's interesting, how much we've talked about this earlier, how much people compare themselves to others on social media, and it just happens all the time, every day. I am guilty of it sometimes, but you know, I would say what's important is understanding where you are in your journey and let that be in your journey, and not getting too wrapped up in everybody else and what they got going on.
And a little helpful tool: unfollow, mute. Those are your friends. Like I'm telling you, like I would find myself following people, and when it would make me feel something or charge something for me, I'm like, you know what? I don't need to follow this. I don't need to see this.
Yep.
You were so okay. Can I ask a question? This is random because I just saw a thread, and a woman said, I've recently had to find myself unfollowing people who I love because I'm jealous and I want to be them. Is that what you're talking about?
So I'm talking in the sense of like, I've had moments where I felt like I'm supposed to be doing something and somebody else is getting it. And it's like, that's not energy that I even need to be worried about. It's almost like distracting myself energy, if that makes sense. Like, you know, you really don't care about that shit. But because you feeling whatever you feeling, you need to put this energy somewhere. So you looking at something else like, oh, I'm supposed to be ahead of this. So just fucking block it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or this is where I want to be. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Right. So it's what works for you is just to block the actual person so that you don't feel that you want to be them.
And it's like, it don't even have nothing, like 9 times out of 10 for me, it don't have nothing to do with the person.
Okay. Because I had to process that. Okay.
Yeah.
When not when you just said it, when I saw a woman write that shit out on Threads, like that's a hard thing to write.
Yeah.
And she said it straight up. Like, I want too much of what I'm following and I don't have it. So I have to block these people. And for me, I was just like, wait, well, how come you can't see it and be inspired? So I thought differently. I thought a little differently, but I understand how you're saying it, Mike. I get what you're saying.
And for me, it's like, you got so many amazing things going on in your life that it's like, why would this one thing? And I'll give you an example. Maybe like 2 years ago, I was like just in it, just knocking shit out. And this one publication comes out and gives like the top 10 queer podcasts, and I wasn't on the list. And I'm like, man, what? I was supposed to be on that list, and who cares? Like, you got so many of your own cool things going on. Why are you worried about somebody's list that some human just created? And it may mean something, it may not, but like, what is it? And when I sat with it, it's like, I didn't even know this list existed. Like,
yeah. And what happened? But I'm so interested because like, so is that something that you had to like physically block so you couldn't see it?
So one of the podcasts that was on the list, I did block just because I felt like people would compare us a lot, and I didn't feel the comparison till I saw that. Then that moment made me feel the comparison. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I felt myself being a hater. If I'm being honest, I felt myself being a hater.
Okay.
And it didn't feel good on me because that's just not who I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's not right. You know, and this is what I was in therapy for about 8 years, right? And when I was talking to the lady, I used to tell her like, hey, my friends care a lot. Why don't I care? Right? I don't. So when I ask you, like, I'm not trying to be condescending. Like, why do you have to block? You know what I mean? Why do you have to block it? I'm thoroughly asking because I'm like, well, I wouldn't even give a fuck. You know? So that's part of my like processing of like humans as well. Like when people tell me they want to be famous, I was like, okay, you know, I still have to run that through here over and over again until I understand our brains don't think the same, but as long as you're being absolutely non-harmful to yourself. And you're saying, Ryan, in order for me to feel good, I had to block that shit out.
Yeah. And you know, it's so funny for me, it mainly comes up in the queer space just because I know I'm not the
quintessential.
Exactly. I'm not just, you know, I got my own way of doing things. So
you are you.
A lot of times I do feel like, I do want to be on these lists more so for the people that are like me to see like, oh, this is possible. But it's never truly about, and I think that's when I had to like check myself, like when it's starting to come up like, oh, it like this person on the list don't have nothing to do with this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't take this out on that. You know what I mean? And I think now being in the space of like having my own business, like really focused on my own shit, like having my own world, it's like the game has changed. Like there's nothing outside of my world that matters because I know where I'm trying to go. You know what I mean?
That's right.
But when you're playing somebody else's game, you kind of like trying to navigate their rules, and it's like you're not even playing to those rules. Like,
yeah, you lose yourself. True. Very true. Wow.
This is amazing.
It's like that Kanye line. Sorry. Well, you know that Kanye line, like, damn, these niggas that much better than me. Like,
you and that damn Kanye.
Who cares? You know what I mean? Like, in the reality, it's like, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But that's what I was trying to say. Like, before you block people, does it even matter if they are there?
You're absolutely right.
You know what I mean? That's all I was kind of thinking about. But if it helps your brain, block them. You know, if that helps, block them.
And not as far as a block, more so like a mute. You know what I mean? Like, just give it a little mute it for a little while, come back to it, you know?
Wow. Okay. See, y'all would think I'm on this phone a lot. I'm not. I'm really not.
No.
Scheduled.
So right there is where I reside, Ryan, because I put that phone down. Whatever is getting posted is getting posted. If I'm adding anything additional, my phone literally goes right down. I don't. I definitely am not a TikTok scroller. I don't. I don't subscribe. As much as I am on it, and as much as I put the content, we put the content out there, I'm not watching.
Yeah. Well, listen, because what? I want to hear this.
No, just because it's
because you outside.
Because I'm busy. But on a serious note, it's really just because I have found myself trying to compare myself to the people, like to my peers, to the folks that I do enjoy, that I watch consistently. I found myself there, and because I do still want to continue to enjoy them, it's best that I not have myself consistently on the phone and scrolling and on the media. So I completely understand what Mike is saying.
Yeah, doom scrolling is gonna hurt you. Doom scrolling will always hurt you. Overconsumption before over creating will always hurt you. It's never, there's never like a scenario where that's going to be better. You know what I mean? If that is not your job, and I work specifically in social media. Companies hire me for social media management, and I still make sure that my scroll time, it just has to be curated, because it can mess you up.
Yeah. Yes.
I will tell you, a way to beat that doom scrolling is take a week off social media. Take a week off of that shit, and you will go back to it, and it just feel like slop sometimes. Like, ugh.
I took a month next to Christmas because I was like, I'm not posting all of December, and it didn't really do anything for me, because like I know I got so much responsibility when I get back, So, but it always helps when your phone is not in your hand. It just helps. And it's so ironic that we work these jobs and we do these things. We podcast, literally work well. So I know the balance. And I think everything in moderation, just like brown liquor, like everything in moderation.
Yeah.
So we've talked a lot about just the journey to get to where we are, where we've been. And I think a great way to kind of round out the conversation is to touch a little bit on what we feel success is. And, kind of saying out loud where we are now and how we feel about success and what we think it means to us. So I'll say, right now today, in knowing all the things that you've been through and knowing where you are, what does success mean for you now? And what does it look like for you right now today? Whoever wants to start.
My man.
I appreciate that.
You know what? No lie, though. I appreciate you doing this because Mike is a true Libra, true and true. And will be quiet, but will jump in when he needs to, when he, feels like he has something to say. But I appreciate you making him talk more, because I told him yesterday, I was like, I want you to just feel like it's a co-host. Like we all co-hosted this episode together. So I appreciate that. But go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's too funny. Yeah, I appreciate that. I think just being in this life, I feel successful. I used to not really appreciate just because I saw so much of where I wanted to be, I didn't appreciate where I was at. So anytime I would accomplish something, I always just was like, what's next? What's next? What's next? And this is the first time in my life where I'm like, right now is good. And yeah, we still gonna get further, but right now is good. And I think when I think about success, oh man, what's been coming up for me the most lately has been just having an abundance of time. And I know that's going to require me to have an abundance of money. So maybe abundance is success for me, but just the luxury of time to be able to just, when I was in Mexico, I was like, man, I see all these classes I want to take. I see like these other mediums of art that I want to explore. And I need time and I need resources to do that. So I think I will feel that, like I said, I feel successful right now, but that next level of success, I think, will come with some more freedom within my time.
I felt that one. I felt that. Oh, it's my turn. Okay, so success for me is an overwhelming feeling of joy. Happiness. I'm so sorry. I have to open the door. I'm so sorry.
No worries.
No, it's all good. But I agree with both of those for sure. And sitting here on screen with both of y'all, us being Black, being queer, and living open, free lives, like it doesn't get more successful than that. Like, our ancestors probably dreamed of days like this. And it's probably like some about like living like, ancestors and elders that wish they could live this free,
Absolutely. I'm actually I'm in the middle of reading this book called where is it? It's called The Disillusion of Nick and Jay. And essentially is based in the Jim Crow era, and Nick flees Tulsa, Oklahoma during the time of the riots, and he moves to New York City with his family, and he meets Jay. And during the beginning of the book, Nick's dad is telling him, like, you can't be a writer because you are not a good writer, is what he tells him. But really what it is he doesn't want him to be a writer because his dad as a writer has been very open, very honest, talking about racism in Oklahoma, talking about how horrible it's been, and talking about all the lynchings and things like that has happened in Oklahoma. And he thinks the best way to have him not follow in his footsteps is to just tell him how horrible he is as a writer. And when you think about just living openly and being open and being out and proud, and think about our ancestors, you're correct. Like, they probably want us to do the opposite because how much hurt and pain that could come up for us being us in today's society.
Yeah.
Well, I just missed the last 1 minute of that, but
no worries.
But I know it was very, very good. I know it was very good. Speaking of Jim Crow, y'all need to read this. Sorry, not to give you another book, but
I've seen that somewhere. Yeah,
you got to read this. Okay.
Who is it by? Because I'll write it down right now.
Yeah, this is Michael Harriot. So, this one easy read, really easy, and the way he writes is just like he's talking to his homeboy. If you get my drift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yes, sorry. Success to me looks like overwhelming joy, waking up every day in ease, knowing that abundance comes to me effortlessly, that I'm limitless no matter what happens. I wake up and I'm respected through and through. I am powerful, and I can walk through and make anything happen. I can do anything. Those are my words every single day. I say them out loud. I say them in the mirror. If people are around, they think I'm crazy. And but those are the words that I say out loud. Those are my affirming words. And that's what success looks like to me. Because when you truly feel that in your soul, the monetary abundance it just comes to you. The prosperity lands in your lap, and the opportunity is overflowing. So
Absolutely.
I feel all of that. Yes.
That means amen.
And amen. And okay. whatever y'all want to call it. Stop playing with me, Dana. Damn. Yeah. So that was the answer to that question, y'all.
Amazing.
I love that.
I again thank you both for coming today and hanging out and doing this live with me. And I'm very thankful to have found you, Ryan, who I hope you know from now on we will be having some conversations, because I truly believe that it was for a reason that I scrolled upon your content, and just, I appreciate just straightforward honesty, bluntness, and just, that get your shit together. Because that's how my mom is. Mm-hmm. So it may be a little trauma there, but I appreciate it.
I'm sorry, boo. My cadence is that. That's the tone all the time. I'm so sorry.
And you too, Mike. I appreciate all that you do. I tell you this all the time. And before we get out of here, please share with the folks if you have anything coming up that you want to share, which we'll also make sure to put in the description box once this releases as an audio episode. Anything coming up, do your shameless plugs. This is the time to do it. Share with the folks, whoever wants to go first.
Oh, don't do that, Mike. All right, y'all. First of all, thank you, Dana, and thank you, Hella CHISME podcast, for having me on. This was an amazing experience. My name is Ryan. I'm an artist for artists, and I'm the founder of the GAG, or Get a Grip movement. What you can look forward to are workshops, seminars, webinars, TED Talks, books. You can look forward to my fine ass being on the internet doing more things. And most importantly, you can look forward to me supporting creative people who have creative brains, who need to get their scatteredness together. You can find me everywhere at She's Ryan. That's SHESRYAN, and she'sryan.com.
Yes. You could find me at Just Mike Brown on all social media, the Art of Letting Go podcast on all social media, wherever Mike Browns are sold. If you are looking for consulting, music, if you want somebody to create with, I am offering one-on-one creative sessions with people. You really don't need me for it, but when you're feeling blocked and all that stuff, I'll be that person to get you up out of it.
We need you.
And you know what? I know that I have helped many people with that, but also I really be letting people know, like, you don't need me for this shit. But if you do feel like it, I will help you get through that block. Also, podcast production. I'm also working on a different podcast. It's called Mike Does Things, and it is going to be me with other creatives going into their worlds and creating with them and having conversations with them about creativity. So that should be later this year, maybe like in the fall. But yeah, a lot of exciting creative things coming up. Just tap in with me. And thank you again, Dana, for having me. I've really been appreciating being on this journey with you and seeing you get to 100 episodes, seeing you with the co-host, seeing you by yourself. This has been a dope ride. So thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you both. And you know where to find us at Hella CHISME Podcast. You can follow us at Hella CHISME Pod on Instagram, Hella CHISME Podcast on TikTok and Hella CHISME Podcast on YouTube. I appreciate the folks that came, listened for a little bit, left, the people that stayed. I appreciate you all. Thank you again. And 100 episodes later, I'm excited to see where we go from here. And I am just more and more excited as I just continue to push things forward. So we will see you all next time. And if you need some water, go ahead and drink your water so your throat don't get dry, and make sure you're moisturizing all your skins and doing all your things, honey. And it's warm outside. And I also used to have a conversation with y'all at the end of the show, because you San Diegans love to text and drive, and y'all have been driving me nuts lately. Nuts. Just driving me crazy. And if you ever need to if you got some questions and you need to have a conversation, please reach out. And I've also told y'all to respectfully comment below. If you want to have a conversation about what we're talking about, what we got going on, please do that. But I love you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.
If you've made it this far in this episode and you haven't subscribed yet, that's wild. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button on YouTube, follow us on Instagram, tap in everywhere, child. Because apparently the algorithm only respects consistency and emotional damage. And to my professional doom scrollers out there, girl, yes, I'm talking to you. If you can scroll for 47 minutes and not press the subscribe button, we can have a full conversation on how you need to go ahead and dedicate yourself to something, girl, because it sounds like you got some dedication issues. Help us beat the algorithm, girl. Like, comment, share, send it to your girlfriends, your boyfriends, your lady friends, your they, them friends. The ones who love to chit chat about all the tea but never really want to start that podcast. Because I want them in my comment box. Don't just watch the CHISME, join the CHISME, girl. Subscribe, follow, and stay connected, honey, because we building something cute up over here, and we want you to be a part of it. If you've made it this far in this episode and you haven't subscribed yet, that's wild. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button on YouTube, follow us on Instagram, tap in everywhere, child. Because apparently the algorithm only respects consistency and emotional damage. And to my professional doom scrollers out there, girl, yes, I'm talking to you. If you can scroll for 47 minutes and not press the subscribe button, we can have a full conversation on how you need to go ahead and dedicate yourself to something, girl, because it sounds like you got some dedication issues. Help us beat the algorithm, girl. Like, comment, share, send it to your girlfriends, your boyfriends, your lady friends, your they, them friends. The ones who love to chit chat about all the tea but never really want to start that podcast. Because I want them in my comment box. Don't just watch the CHISME, join the CHISME, girl. Subscribe, follow, and stay connected, honey, because we building something cute up over here, and we want you to be a part of it.